In this video, we're going to look at the construction of the crossbody bear bag. We'll be concentrating on the tips and tricks which will give your bag a great finish and make it really stand out. Remember, the process of making darts for this bag is very similar to that of the flat head backpack and several other VJ seamstress dress patterns. We're using the ears as our place to start dart construction. A step-by-step guide can be found at the top of page 4 of the crossbody bag instruction booklet. To start, pinch dart edges of front ear pattern piece together. At about 2 mm above top of dart, we'll call it the V, draw in a small line or notch as a quick guide from which to start stitching. Pin dart edges right sides together. Draw a notch at bottom of dart, 6 mm in from raw dart edge. This is the dart's seam allowance. Either by eye or with a ruler, draw the dart stitching line, from notch just above V to notch at bottom of dart. Stitch dart starting at top of dart down to its base. Be careful when reversing at beginning and end of stitching line, as fabric can become trapped in the machine's feed dog. Holding thread, pull ear away carefully and trim excess threads. Open dart out, and if the fabric is relatively stiff like cotton or calico, use your thumb and forefinger to make seam flatter before pressing. This can be fiddly, but well worth the effort. Right sides together, pin front and back ear pieces. Remember, don't forget to mark notches at top of ears. Make sure you match these notches up well. Ease back ear pattern piece onto front ear pattern piece, pinning at intervals to make sure easing is even across outer edge of ear. Stitch around curve. Remember the seam allowance is only 6 mm. It may be an idea to mark this seam allowance on the sewing plate of the sewing machine with either tape, sellotape or a pencil. Sewing around a curve with just 6mm seam allowance can be a little tricky, but just take your time and take pins out just before you are about to sew over them. Trim seam allowance down by half to about 3 or 4mm, being very careful not to cut into stitching. Turn ear through. You can use the curved edge of a close pair of scissors to smooth out seam. Be careful not to let point of scissors cut or break through seam stitching. Use thumb and forefinger to pinch seam edge flat, gently pulling ear into shape before pressing seam edge with an iron. If you found this video helpful, then don't forget to hit like and subscribe for future info, tips and tricks about making up VJ Seamstress patterns, or for any sewing pattern for that matter.